key to making really good money in these markets is back testing. You learn how to back test, you'll find so many different opportunities to capitalize and make a lot of bread, but you don't be back testing. So we're gonna fix that today. But before we even get into that, I gotta give you a scripture today, right? James 4:17. It is a sin to know what you should do and not do it. Simple as that. A lot of y'all know a lot of stuff you're supposed to do, but you just don't do it. That's a sin. You feel me? So make sure you do what you're supposed to do. Simple as that. All right, so we're gonna get into this video because I want you to learn how to back test and change the game, change the trading game forever. So let's go. This is how I came up with the one candlestick. Let me show you. When you back testing, that means you looking back, you analyzing a chart. Now I'm on XRP. For those of you who have not been getting it popping on this XRP on the Forex side, you've been missing out on bread. But when you back testing, all right, you looking at the market, you seeing different patterns, you seeing what's happened before, and does that continue to happen all throughout the chart? Now there's a certain amount of things that happens all the time, and once you're able to start to see it, then you can come up with strategies, right? So this is how I came up with one candlestick strategy. Check this out. One thing I noticed about the chart is that every candle has a wick. Now if you don't know what a wick is, it's just these small little sticks. Every candle, if you notice, you'll see wicks everywhere. All right, even if they're tiny, you got wicks. Some of them you got that's really huge, some of them you got that's really small. You know what I'm saying? These are due to news candles, which I love these. You know, these are news candle wicks. And then some of these just, you know, regular price action wicks, but they everywhere. All right. So I was thinking to myself, like, what's causing that? Right? Rejection, right? Support and resistance zones, right? That's what's causing that. As I'm looking back through the chart, and I'm like, okay, so that means that every candle I have an opportunity to make money on, every single candle, because every candle for the most part will have a wick. So if the market is pushing up and there's no wick showing, then that means it's going to eventually reject off of something and retrace back, and there's going to be a wick there. So that's an automatic win. I just got to time it right. You see what I'm saying? Back testing is key, because no matter what chart you look on, we can go here and I can just click on a random Forex pair, and you will notice wicks everywhere again. All right, so that means any pair. Now I will tell you this, when doing the one candlestick, it's best to do it on indices, NAS 100, US 30. I do it on here on regular Forex pairs, but you do have to have like a larger lot size. So, you know, just to let you know that. All right. I always do US and then 30. There we go. Boom. But yeah, so every candle has a wick. Okay. And so you got something that's covering. All right, like this one here, we got a tiny wick on this one, but the majority, you know, we getting those retraces. So when I'm selling down, I'm taking the money because it's pulling down. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I kind of, you know, start noticing on those. So when I'm back testing, I'm looking at everything, and then what I do is, of course, I grab indicators. So let me go over here and start putting indicators on my chart. So then I'll show you how I came up with the other ones. All right, you can either use the RSI. All right, that was the NBA strategy, the never broke again strategy, or you can use stochastic. I'm just gonna use stochastic right now, just because that's what I use the most. RSI still works. Every strategy I've ever had on this channel still works, guys. You just use them for different things if you want to. Completely up to you. So I go here. Well, let me show you first how I came up with this. So essentially, this is still can be considered an NBA strategy. I call it 10 for the win when I'm doing binary options, but same rules apply. It's overbought, oversold levels. All right. So whenever you get the market, and I'm gonna actually come down to the M15 on this one. Let me come down to the M15. Boom. All right. So here we go. Okay. So one thing I started noticing, I said, this market here
it's starting to peak outside this blue line, right? This right here is the 20 level, and this is the 80 level. I'm like, okay, well, if sometimes the market goes lower than this blue line, then it has to be a different level than 20. So I start playing with the numbers, right? And I'm like, okay, it gotta be a different number. So I came over here and I just started going through the numbers. I went to levels, you know, I went down to 16. I'm like, nah, I'm still going lower than that. I went down to, you know, 6, and I'm like, okay, 6 works. Same with how I got to 92. I noticed at the 80, you see the green line going above the 80. So I'm like, okay, well, it's not rejecting at the 80, it's rejecting above the 80. So I need to find that number, and I found 92. Now you see right there at 92, we dropping. 92, dropping. 92, dropping. All right, now this one, see, it was at the 20, but a lot of these get down here close to the 6. So you'll get some that go way lower, like this one. This one touched right at the 6, and then we got the buy. So that's another thing that I noticed while back testing. And this is not even me placing trades. This is just me on demo, going through the charts, just kind of figuring out what's always happening. And I'm like, okay, so that always happens. So now that's pretty much 2 strategies that I got, right? Again, if you use a TDI, you know, if you use the RSI, you could do the same thing. All right. A lot of things that other people use, they start noticing, you know, a cross in the stochastic. They say, okay, every time we cross, we get some type of movement, right? When we crossed here on this part of the stochastic, we got a drop. All right. So that's how I'm back testing. I'm looking like, okay, so that happens all the time. Every time I see a cross, we get some type of good movement. All right. So those are other things you can back test and look at. All right. I see the market starting to reject in the same areas a lot. So we got a rejection here, and in that same area, we got rejection here. So I'm saying, okay. And then if I go to the left, if I just draw this over here to the left, we got rejection here in the same spot. Okay, so now I need to start paying attention to zones and levels, support and resistance. And as you keep going through the chart, you will notice, dang, the market is telling me exactly what it's trying to do. Look at this. We got to sell here. So the next time we get to that level, we should probably sell. And look what it did. Next time we get to that level again, we should probably sell. And look what it did again. You see what I'm saying? Back testing. So start putting indicators on your chart. Start looking at it, you know, and start being like, okay, does this do this? What happens when this does this? And eventually, you'll come up with a strategy that's going to at least be 85%. You know what I'm saying? 80 to 85%, I would say. If not 90, if not more. You know what I'm saying? Depending on your risk management. All right. So let me go to one of my favorite Forex pairs, GBP, JPY. You see? All right. And then I'm going to add more indicators. Now, you know, again, you don't need indicators. You can pretty much trade just with support and resistance or trend. I like using indicators. That's just something I've always enjoyed having. You know what I'm saying? Even with this, one thing I've noticed as well, I was playing around with the moving averages. And the same thing works with these, but I do like the 20 a little better. So I went to the 20 moving average. And I started noticing something. I said, every time this market goes away from this 20 moving average, it comes back and at least gets close to it or touches it. And if you notice, it always happens. We got away from it, came right back. Got away from it, came right back. So I'm like, okay, that's a play. So now I know, hey, whenever we get far away, come right back. There's people say like, how you got so many different strategies? I'm like, look, I got so many different strategies because the market does the same thing. So if one strategy is not there, I could look for the other strategy. And that's the benefit of having multiple. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, you don't want, if it confuses you to have multiple, you definitely don't want to do that. But you want to get to the point where you can, you know, swap in and out if need be, you know, for every market condition. Every situation might be different. And as I'm scrolling back, so now I'm back testing, I'm looking all the way back through the market and I'm saying, man, this keeps happening. This keeps happening. Every time we get away, no matter where I look, we got away from the 20 here, came back. We got away from the 20 here, end up coming back. Now, it might, like I said, it gets as close to it as possible, or sometimes it'll touch it. So now I know, even on, Forex or binary options or whatever, hey, when we get away, we coming back. No matter what happens, we got away from it, we coming back. That gives you the confidence to hold your trades longer. You know what I'm saying? To set your, take profits, your take profits or your stop losses. The further I go back, you'll just be able to see it nonstop. Another thing you're going to be able to see is the same rules apply with the stochastic. Every time we get close to the 92 or at the 92, we get some type of sale, right? We got close to the 92 or at the 92, we sold. You know what I'm saying? So this type of stuff is going to help you. And that's why I'm able to continue to eat. Now, the only thing you have to control at this point, now that you know what I'm telling you, is your emotions. Control your emotions. All right. Have a compound plan. Have a system in place that say, hey, I'm only going to lose this much. This is how you become an amazing trader through backtesting. It's like, okay, I've also noticed that the market goes from one zone to another zone. This is a zone. Why? Because we rejected multiple times in this same area. In this same area, that's a zone. So if I buy here, my take profit is here at the next zone. This was actually a zone as well. Kind of blew past that. So this could be a short, a quick little in and out, or if it take profit one here, take profit two. And you do that all the way down or all the way up, right? From one zone to the next. Another thing I added to my chart was another 200. Let's go back to here, boom. And then I'll click on settings and I'll go to 200. And I notice this controls the trend, right? So I'm gonna change the color on this one so it don't confuse you. There we go, boom. Save. All right, so this blue one, 200. What did I notice about this 200? Hold on, let me back it out. I noticed that when the candles go above it or below, it starts to trend in that direction for a long time. Look how long it stayed above this 200. So yeah, you getting dips, but as long as we don't cross this 200, we still gonna hold. Right? And what gives me confidence to hold as well is when we get away from that 20. So I know we're going to stay above because we got to come back. All right. Now, the closer this 20 gets to the 200, that's when it's like, it might cross and then the trend might be over. But until then, we can hold confidently, especially when they go above both. When these two get tight, I notice when these two get tight, we have some sort of breakout. And then as soon as it crosses above, you can hop in. Stop loss at the next zone below. Okay. And you let the trade ride. And then again, as the trade progresses, you move your stop loss into profit. Now you floating. Now you rolling. As long as we stay above, eventually you would have got stopped out, but you would have had profit. You would have been good. But if you didn't do a stop loss, which I do recommend, if you didn't do one, some people don't, you would have still been in the trade and it would have been rolling. As long as we didn't cross this 200, you in the game. All right, so these are the things that I've noticed about the market, and this is how I'm constantly doing numbers. Again, look at this beautiful trade, and then sometimes you'll have multiple confirmations for more than one strategy. Overbought, oversold. Hey, what this tell you right here? Oh, we selling. What this tell you right here? We selling. How does this tell you we selling? We too far away from the 20. This told me we selling, and we far away from the 20. Confidently, biggest lot size of my lifetime. And I'm in there until we get as close to the 20 as possible and I'm exiting. Simple as that, y'all. You feel me? So back testing is key. This is what I'm telling y'all. You learn how to back test every day. You'll find stuff about these markets. You put different indicators on your chart. You look at what it's always done, what it always do. And then you'll be like, man, this is a, a great strategy. And then from there, just have self-control, discipline, and you will become an amazing trader. You dig? Hey, if this video helped you, comment below, let me know. And also let me know what else you want to see, because I'm here to help 2025 get live. You already know what time it is, man. Holla at your boy.